What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 13th episode of the Coughy Show. My name is Mike. I got Eric with me.
On a Saturday.
On a Saturday. We are late again this week. I was out of town visiting our friends at Fully Activated and learning some of the process on how the products are made and how small the operation really is. It's just two people making all that shit happen.
It's insane.
And that's a lot of work for two people, but they make it happen. They crank out some good quality products, and they're very hospitable.
It's a big word, hospitable.
Yeah, big words. Just reiterating, this week we have our Best of Omaha party. Damn, that's this Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
This coming Friday.
6 days.
Yeah, the 15th, 6 p.m., Beercade in Benson. Wear your coffee gear.
The poll will go up today.
Yes, I'm going to do a poll today. We're trying to figure out if we want to stick with like Orsi's Pizza or if we want some Mexican food, which would probably be tamales, beans, rice, and salsa and chips. So let us know what your thoughts are. Jumping into news here. This is an article from KTV about some plants being seized in California. So authorities in Central California have seized and destroyed about 10 million plants that they said were being grown as legal hemp but contained THC. So they're saying that they did test these to see how far above that threshold they were, and I guess they were pretty high above that 0.3% threshold, so it sounds like they were really just trying to cheat the system.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's fucked up. Like, don't mess it up for all the good guys that do it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, you're always going to have people that try to cheat. That's why there's so many rules and regulations, and people always look for a loophole. Like, everybody just wants to cheat and try to cheat their way to the top, cheat their way to the money.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, they even brought the feds, FBI, and they say the California Department of Fish and Wildfire. I'm guessing that they mean
They meant
Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah, that's weird.
I know, and it's like, I don't know what hemp really has to do with fish and or wildlife.
So they usually get involved because of the damage that goes into the environment with these illegal grows. So usually they're like dumping chemicals and pesticides in places that they shouldn't be, or diverting water sources or contaminating the water source somehow so it messes up stuff downstream.
Got a bunch of stonefish.
Yeah. Or, well, mostly dead fish from chemical contamination.
Oh, better call Aaron Brockovich.
So, the Bakersfield Californian said that hemp cultivation is allowed in Kern County, but pot production, sale, and processing is all but illegal.
Say that it was 10 million plants. They estimate that to be $1 billion worth of weed on the black market.
See, there's that cop math again.
God, like, who even thinks? No one's making billions off weed.
I need
Not
cop
yet.
math. I need cop math to do my paycheck.
Yeah, fuck. Let's find a cop to do our accounting. Then we'll really have some money for the
Right,
year.
we'll inflate these results. Moving on, this is an article out of New York from CBS. So you might have seen this tweet going around. The NYPD 75th precinct went to Twitter and posted a picture of them. You know, they're cool. I think they pose with drugs more than drug dealers.
Yeah.
Honestly. But,
Drugs, money, and guns every
yeah,
week.
cops love cool pictures in front of drugs with guns and stuff. But so they posted this picture that said these 106 pounds of marijuana were seized from a delivery that were, quote unquote, destined for our city streets. So it was about $17,000 worth of product that was sent from Dudley's farm to a CBD shop in New York called Green Angel CBD, and it was all legit. It's just hemp, and they did their field test and determined that it was marijuana. But as we've talked about before, those field tests aren't able to discern the difference between hemp and marijuana.
Is New York isn't it a rec state?
New York is a legal state. I'm not sure if it's rec, but I know it's medical.
Oh, okay.
But you still just can't
Have 100 pounds.
Yeah, you can't send 100 pounds or really any weed through the mail system like that. Like they have, they might even be able to only use products that are grown in state, like the interstate trafficking stuff is still in play. So the only bad part I see here is that the CBD shop owner said, here's a quote, "My product helps people with autism. It helps people with anxiety and depression, many different health issues it helps for." You can't say that.
No.
So you'll see on everything that we have in the store and every CBD post that we make or anything on the website, you have these little rules and disclaimers that you have to put from the FDA that says this product is not meant to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any disease. We can't make any kind of medical claims with it. All we can kind of tell you is that customers that we've seen have, had these good experiences with it. It worked for them for this, but we can't say that it's going to treat you or cure you from anything.
Yeah, like obviously we're not doctors. That's why I always, anytime people ask, like, still tell your doctor, consult with your doctor. I did learn, because I asked a doctor customer we have, that it is a HIPAA law, so they can't, even with weed or anything else on all these fake carts we've seen, they can't actually say, "Oh, police officer, this person's been using these illegal cartridges." The only time that HIPAA can be broken due to drugs is if it is something that could be terminal, or if you're incapacitated due to drugs and somebody has to make a medical decision for you.
Gotcha.
Other than that, any drug use that you could go into a doctor and say, "I smoked meth this morning," unless someone else has to make a decision for you.
And Eric actually did that this morning.
Yeah, a little bit. Had to be ready for the podcast in a way. Then they won't break HIPAA. So that's like all these stupid vape cartridge people. There you go. Tell your fucking doctors that you're smoking vitamin E acetate, and that's why you got popcorn lungs this week.
And they actually did. The CDC finally came out and said that they're pretty confident that it's that vitamin E acetate. So,
which anyone with common sense, we knew that.
Yeah, they're finally putting it together and realizing. I actually seen an article that mentioned that they know that people are scared to admit to their doctors what they're actually smoking. So that's where a lot of this confusion has come from. So just as we've said before, be real with your doctors. Moving on, we've got an article from marijuanamoment.net. The former FDA head is proposing CBD regulation plan. So former FDA Commissioner Scott Gottlieb described a potential regulatory process for CBD on Friday, laying out steps the agency could take while final rules are developed. But they're saying that these rules could still be close to a year out.
Yeah, then at least they could sweep the market and get rid of all these shitty ass CBD brands that don't have CBD or synthetic CBD or lie about what's in them.
Right.
Get away from everything just being a proprietary blend.
And that's annoying because, realistically, in the CBD business, right now, if you're buying in bulk and you're formulating your own products, or even really if you're white labeling products. So white labeling means that you're just taking somebody else's pre-made product and slapping your brand on it. You can make a lot of money. There's no need to be greedy and short people on the amount that you say you're putting in or not putting it in at all, or using synthetic stuff. You can make money legitimately, and you guys are choosing to be idiots or greedy idiots and just fucking up the game.
Yeah, well, and not even to talk shit on the brand. I won't say their name because I've never actually tried them. I stopped at Mega Saver last week to get gas, which, if you're not from here, Mega Saver's like a little hood gas stations that pop up everywhere. And even they have CBD now. And I'm like, okay, you have 10 pieces of CBD, 20 milligrams a piece for $7. Obviously,
yeah, that's not real.
With that milligram, one, you're not getting 20 milligrams a piece because that would be no profit. Two, if they're selling it for $7, they got to be paying $1.50 or $2 a piece to make any money at $7. I'm like, don't buy that. Don't buy gas station CBD. You can get it anywhere in Omaha, but not the fucking gas station
right
on the corner. That's just not even smart. You don't go there for your prescriptions.
Right. Cheap isn't necessarily the name of the game. We try to get products that are as good of quality as we can find for the best price that we can find, but it still isn't necessarily cheap. And we know that, it's not easy for people to make that leap to dive into a $60 bottle of CBD, which is, realistically our best recommendation. It's going to last you a while, but, people are still super apprehensive about trying it. And when you say, oh, you can try it, but you got to dive in at $60, it's not necessarily easy. So we have been looking at getting more tinctures that are in that $30 to $40 range to help people get started. Because, I mean, outside looking in, I wouldn't dive into something like this for $60 a bottle.
Yeah, and that's like the only time that we really ever try to undersell is to tell people, like, don't go with the 5,000 milligram bottle. It costs $250. I don't want your $250 bad enough that you ruin CBD for your tolerance and you never want to try it again.
Yep.
Spend $10, see if you like it. If you don't like it, cool, it was $10. That's an L. If you do like it, then you just progressively increase. Because, you know, it's not really just for money. Money is obviously always nice, but I'd much rather someone start with $12 and see, oh yeah, I like that, and then come back and want to try something that's 60 or 100 or, you know, up from there.
Right. Work your way up.
Exactly.
So, it is cool that they're talking about, let's see, one of the quotes here says, put a burden on producers to prove CBD safety at very low levels while ensuring manufacturing standards, purity, minimum levels of active ingredient during a transition period of enforcement discretion, and sweep the market of non-compliant products. So exactly what we're saying. Get all that garbage out of the way. You're just messing it up, and you know, this is one of those things where people are going to try it once. They're really apprehensive about it. They're going to try it once. They're going to get some garbage product that doesn't contain any CBD or contains some other kind of garbage contaminants, and it's going to ruin it for them, so they're not going to try it again because they just assume that it doesn't work or it damaged them in some way.
Exactly.
Last article here, good old Juul, always staying in the headlines here. So their ex-CEO, former CEO, had mentioned that they pumped out a bunch of contaminated mint refill kits. So the 4 packs of pods, they're saying approximately 250,000 of these went out, and supposedly they knew that they were contaminated and they still pushed them. But it's funny because they're talking about mint specifically, and this article came out this week and another article came out within the last week saying that they were discontinuing mint for the moment, and it's like, so it's kind of an odd correlation to have that in the same week. Like, you guys could just admit you fucked up.
Exactly.
These companies are so, like, you guys are billion-dollar companies, and you guys are, like, lying so blatantly to the public.
And with that being, they say 250, 250,000, that's packages. There's 4 in a pack. That's 1,000,000 pods that are contaminated. Which, like, honestly, I'm still going to use the Juul, but fuck Juul, because people spend a lot of money on Juuls, and then it's a quote.
I'm still going to use it, but fuck them, though.
Fuck them still. But this employee that's suing them and brought this to the news, whether it's true or not, we'll see, quoted the former CEO of, half our customers are drunk and vaping like motherfuckers. Okay, true, me. Who the fuck is going to notice the quality of pods? Anybody that's used the Juul for more than a few days or hit it a few times, you know when you get a bad fucking pod.
Yep.
That's the reason you can go to Juul's website, put the batch number in, and they ship you a new one out. People aren't stupid. If you use something like me, 2 pods a day, 7 days a week, if I get a pod that tastes any different, I know there's something wrong with it. Whether I'm drunk or anything else, you still fucking, you know. Like, nobody's that stupid if you just assume the people that made you a billionaire and also took your billionaire status away in 10 months are drunk and not going to notice.
Yep. Take care of your customers. So that's all we got this week. We will see you guys again next week, and hopefully we'll see you at our party next week. Have a good day.